You wanted to be a music producer more than you wanted to be a DJ, is that right?
Well,
at one point.
Sort of.
Willie D. Live.
So I grew up, like my mom is musical, right? I think, like she could play, like I could play her a song and she could replay it on a piano, something I could never do. But in school, I played various instruments. I played the saxophone, the clarinet, a little bit of piano, and so forth. When I got to college, to UC Berkeley, I started.
You was in computer science?
I was in computer science.
Yeah.
But this was the first time. You got to understand that growing up in San Mateo in the suburbs, you're not around rappers at all. I never met a rapper until I went to Berkeley, and then I got to see like Souls of Mischief and Dell hanging out on the block on Telegraph Ave, and suddenly it was like this hip hop thing finally seemed real to me. I could actually talk to the people and shake hands with them and work with them, and there was like this whole underground hip hop scene, with various rappers. Like All the King's Horses and just a bunch of, people like the Grouch. And I'm forgetting some of the names during that time, but I was starting to get to know some of these people. And I started, I bought a drum machine. I bought a sampler. I started making beats. I bought an MPC 60. And I started doing demos and everything else with people. And that kind of continued for a number of years, but it didn't really go anywhere. I did like one demo, it didn't go anywhere, got a little bit of local radio play. It wasn't progressing, and as time went on, I just had to admit to myself that I'm just not as musically talented as a Dr. Dre or a DJ Premier,
And how difficult was it for you to reinvent yourself? Like, because oftentimes when we have a talent that we feel that we can really do, we can be pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and nothing's popping. So, and we just continue to push. Some of us, like right now, you got guys out there that are in their 50s and 60s still trying to put out their first rap album.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I mean, with me, I never wanted to be mid-level in anything I did, right? So I knew that if I kept staying with these hip hop beats and kept pushing, I might get a placement here and there. I might work with some artists and maybe get a little something. But I had to be honest with myself and say, listen, like, I'm listening to this DJ Premier beat and I can't do this. I don't have that ear for him to find that sample and put it together in the way you know what I'm saying? Like, I just had to be honest with myself. And I was like, I'm just wasting a lot of my time here. I'm in my bedroom working on these beats for hours and hours and hours, and it's not accomplishing anything. I play it for a few of my friends, and I work with these rappers who aren't progressing either. So I had to just admit to myself that this is not going anywhere. And around that time, I had a house party. I had gotten a new apartment in the East Bay in Emeryville, and I had this big house party, and a DJ came over, DJ Poison, and he left his turntables. He was going to pick them up the next day. So after everyone left, I just jumped on the turntables and I started messing around, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of easy for me, because I'd been working on beats for so long and I knew how song structure worked. I said, oh, okay, well, this actually I could do. I remember I made a mixtape the first day. I literally pressed record and in real time was able to beat match and everything else like that. And I said, okay, well, maybe this is it. Maybe this is going to be the thing that I could really excel at. And ultimately, that led to the Tupac Rap Phenomenon mixtape, which was mixtape of the year, and the Rock Phenomenon mixtape with Rock Raider, which was mashup of the year, and so forth. And that really, it was like those mixtapes, seeing them on MTV, seeing them in Double XL, like meeting other DJs that were like, oh, yo, I love that mixtape. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, oh, okay, now I'm actually part of hip hop doing this. Not doing beats, but doing mixtapes. I'm actually part of it. And that was like the the greatest feeling ever at the time. To go from just being a fan of hip hop to being part of the creative process of it all. That was like the greatest feeling ever.